smoke, a thin line at first, just barely visible above the rim of the canyon. I remember staring at it, hoping I was wrong. Because if that was what I thought it was, we were in trouble. It was May 2011. My partner and I had just taken a contract with a private forestry company doing work for the United States Forest Service. We packed up everything we needed and drove out to Alpine, Arizona. On the way there, we couldn't stop talking about how overgrown the forest was. Deadwood everywhere, thick, dry, waiting. I remember saying, if a fire starts here, it's going to be bad. I didn't realize at the time how true that would be. Our job site was deep in a place called KP Cienega Canyon, the only official primitive area in the country. Remote, rugged, no easy way out. We had to backpack in and stay for a week. And as we pulled up near the canyon rim, our gas light came on. My partner looked at me and said, "We probably should have filled up." Too late now. We shrugged it off. We'd deal with that later. My pack weighed close to 100 pounds. Not lightweight gear. Heavy equipment and whatever food we could afford at the time. Every step down into that canyon mattered. Loose rock, steep terrain. One bad move and things could go very wrong. We made it to the bottom, set up camp by the small creek. Quiet, still, beautiful. The kind of place that makes you forget how far you are from help. The next morning was perfect. Blue sky, clear air. We had coffee. Started working. I had just finished my second plot when I saw it. That thin line of smoke just above the rim. I hoped it was nothing. But as the day went on, it became obvious it wasn't. It grew and grew. By the time I got back to camp that night, it wasn't a line anymore. It was a column and a plume. And we both knew this could turn into something big. We talked about leaving, but we also needed the money. We had just moved back across the country. We were barely getting by. So we made a decision. Sleep on it. Reassess in the morning. Morning came, and for a moment, it looked better. The smoke had calmed down. Thinner, wispy, barely there. So we made another decision. One that, looking back, was a mistake. We kept working. Just a few more plots. Just a little more time. And then it exploded. Mid-morning, the plume doubled, then tripled in size. Closer, darker, more aggressive. This was it. I dropped everything and ran back to camp. My partner arrived soon after, and we packed as fast as we could and started climbing out. The hike out felt very different than the hike in. The air was heavier, the sky darker. And as we got closer to the rim, panic started to set in, because now the smoke wasn't off in the distance. It was above us, beginning to block out the sky. We reached the truck, and then it hit us. The gas light, still on. Now it wasn't just a fire, it was a race. And we didn't even know if we had enough fuel to escape it. We got in and drove, fast, down narrow dirt roads, through thickening smoke, until eventually we couldn't even see the plume anymore, because we were in it. We made it to the highway and realized something else. The nearest gas station was directly toward the fire. We didn't have a choice, so we drove straight toward it. Up ahead, a roadblock, a sheriff pulling across the road. We were the last vehicle through before the blockade was in place. Thankfully, just ahead, there was a small gas outpost. Emergency vehicles everywhere. Fire crews. Chaos. We pulled in, filled the tank, and got out as fast as we could. As we drove toward Alpine, the sky changed. It didn't look like daytime anymore. It looked like night. The sun was gone, completely blocked by smoke. Large pieces of ash started falling from the sky, thick, heavy, like snow. I had never seen anything like it. The town hadn't been evacuated yet, but we knew it was coming. Our phones started lighting up as we got service. Messages from the Forest Service. They had been trying to reach us. They were ready to send a helicopter into the canyon to pull us out if needed. We called them, told them we made it out safely. They were relieved, and so were we. We didn't sleep much that night, and the next morning we left immediately. Later, we learned what had happened. A group of campers had left their fire unattended, just for a short trip into town. They tied their dog to a tree and never made it back in time. That fire became the Wallow Fire, the largest wildfire in Arizona history. Over 500,000 acres burned. And we had been there working, right near the epicenter when it started. I learned a lot from that experience. Nothing is worth more than life. We kept working, even when we knew we shouldn't have. I'll never risk my life again for money. Some moments stay with you, not because of what happened, but because of how close you came to something much worse.